Let's begin. And then, when the hunter was distracted, I whacked him over the head with his own cross. Oh! Oh! We've got a newcomer. Talk to you later. Move over. Hello there, traveler. Welcome to the Red Fang Inn. Come over here. Let's get everything squared away for you, So, first things first. Would you mind showing me your fangs? Just a brief precaution. You understand, right? Occasionally, some poor mortal fool wanders in here, not knowing what they're getting themselves into. Alright. Say ah. Let me see him. Looking good. A rather nice set, if you don't mind me being forward. I have always been jealous of vampires with nice straight fangs like yours. Mine are a bit crooked, huh? See? Makes more traditional feeding a hassle. And if I'm not mistaken, you're on the young side for a vampire. You must be turned less than a year ago, based on your aura. It's rare to see someone as young as you all the way out here. In that case, I'm pretty sure you've never been to an all-vampire inn before. Am I right? There are fewer of them out there. Well, fewer of them than they ought to be. The concept is simple. We're an inn that caters to vampires. It's hard to live on the road when sunlight kills you and the living want you dead, so this is a perfect refuge for you on your journey. Anyway, how long were you hoping to stay for? We're in the off-season for vampire travelers, so our rooms are cheap at the moment. 3 half-coffers for a room per day. We provide coffins filled with fresh grave soil, which is changed out regularly. Meals are included. No, it is not strictly necessary for vampires to sleep that way. I am not surprised you haven't been sleeping in a coffin on the road. It would be awfully difficult to lug one around, but we are undead. The coffins and the grave soil energize us, a gift from the god of death. Your sleep will be so much more restful that way. Oh, and we offer burial shrouds to wear to bed if you don't have your own. So how long? Just one day? Alright then. Can you go ahead and sign your name? Guest book? Right there. Oh! Be careful. I'm sure that stung. The pen is enchanted to burn undead. I swiped it from a church once. Just a little precaution to check for vampire hunters. Sometimes they come in here with fake fangs and try to kill guests in their sleep. It's been decades since, we've had an incident, though, so rest assured, I keep a careful eye out. No, it's really nothing to worry about. We have thralls guarding the inn during the day. Their trances are checked daily. During the night, we have vampire guards on duty, even better than thralls. Not to mention, we're in the heart of the Blighted March. Any mortal who wanted to get here would have to have traveled through miles of undead-infested territory. Not really too much of a problem for us, but the living have a terrible time traveling here. Maybe it's not hunters you're worried about? You're, worried about other vampires. You are a young one, aren't you? Nothing to be embarrassed about. We were all human once, raised on the frightening tales of vampires come to steal us away at night if we disobeyed our parents and all that. Being one of those very figures from the stories takes some getting used to. But you're safer around other vampires now than when you were around humans when you were alive. The world is against us, and that makes us a close-knit bunch. We look out for our own, and we don't fight each other when we can help it. The living claim otherwise, of course, but they love to spread lies about us. There are even some vampires that subscribe to the idea that we're chosen. Only about 1 in 100 of the humans a vampire feeds on and becomes one themselves, and nobody knows for sure what causes it. Some think that they're special, that they're better people than most. The term better is relative, of course, but it is true that vampires tend to be the type to not act rashly. Not sure if it carried over from our mortal lives or if it just comes from experience. You could probably strike up a conversation with any vampire here and hear 2 stories you'll never forget, and have a close friend by the end of the night. You may be a young vampire, but you probably already have plenty of adventures you could share too. This is a good place to find wisdom and allies. I hope that eases your worries a little bit. And with that, how about some dinner? You're just in time for something fresh. Okay, most of what we have is animal blood, but we do have some well-aged human blood in stock as well. That's always in high demand, so I'm afraid I'll have to limit you to 2 glasses per night. Oh, no, you're right. Usually, a vampire wouldn't really age so much as Usually, blood wouldn't really age as much as go bad. But there are spells a vampire can learn to keep it from spoiling. Lets the flavor deepen over the years. Listen, you have to try centuries old human. Delicious. We also serve blood sausage. That's a little bit of an acquired taste, I admit. By default, vampires crave a liquid diet, but it does have everything you need to survive, and some of us really do relish the chance to eat solid food again. Oh, the animal blood. Okay, got you. I've got plenty of pig's blood. That's pretty popular. I do keep pigs at the back just for that. I do have some animals that I hunt in the march. Figs, fish, egret, swamp rat, and the like. What else? Oh, I still have sheep. I have to have that imported. So, what would that be? Oh, absolutely. Coming right up. Okay. And give me a sec. All right. Give that a shot. Whoa, you just drank that. Guzzled that right down, didn't you? Not much luck with hunting lately? Really? Did your sire never teach you? Oh! You poor soul, I had no idea. Most vampires are responsible enough to teach their progeny how to hunt properly at least. You can feel it when you turn someone. They must have outright ignored you. Well, unless they were killed first. Either way, I'm impressed you kept yourself alive. You must have that raw talent. Let me give you a couple pointers for the future. There are all sorts of spells you can learn eventually. Invisibility, hypnosis, and the like. But the basics are the most important thing to master. First rule: hunt humans sparingly. You need human blood in the long term. And you'll eventually grow weak and sickly if you don't get your fangs into one every so often. But it's always a risk. It's the easiest way to be discovered and have a hunter sent after you. Aside from that, humans are very resourceful. You are not immune to being hurt or even killed by your prey. Second rule, figure out your weakness. There is a whole host of weaknesses that a vampire can have, and you'll have about 2 to 3 of them, aside from the universal weakness to, obviously, daylight. There's a book over there on the shelf with a list of all the ones we currently know about. I recommend you leaf through it and try some until you work out which ones are yours. Hunters memorize them and all, and they'll try each one until they find yours. And if you don't know what your weaknesses are, it's all the more likely that they'll catch you with one of them. Yeah, it's not best to ask a vampire you just met what their weaknesses are. I'm sure why you can guess that's considered private information. But for the sake of helping you out, I'll tell you one of mine. I can't cross fast-moving water. Surprising for a vampire that lives in a marsh, right? But the key is that water in the marsh is mostly stagnant. Putting my inn here actually works to my advantage. A hunter would never think that I'd live in such a wet place with a weakness like that. Alright, one more rule. And this one is very practical. Learn how to approach animals from upwind. Now, if you were a human, you would want to do the opposite. But vampires actually have a naturally alluring scent. When you're hunting animals, if you let them get a whiff of you before they hear or even see you, they'll be calmer. That tip alone will keep you well fed. I will admit, life as a vampire isn't easy. But we're all given the strength to continue on. Or so I choose to believe. Our long lives allow us to do incredible things that mortals could never pull off. Keep moving forward and find purpose in undeath, and I'm positive you'll do incredible things. Quite a few of the world's greatest events have been guided by the vampire's hands. Now, daybreak is a far ways off yet. You look pretty tired to me. If you like, you can go up to your room right away and get some rest. There's actually a bell cord in the room. You can ring it if you need anything, and I'll be up as soon as I can. Alright. Okay, looks like you are going up. Alright, well, I wish you a good rest. Take a load off and enjoy a day in safety. And I'll be here come nightfall for breakfast. Take care, traveler. That was